Ayo, hey, it's the best of vibes. It's the best of vibes.
G'day guys, welcome back to the Best of Vibes podcast, the first episode of 2021 and episode number 16, and we're joined by none other than the best thing to come out of Egypt and Adelaide rookie, James Borlase. How are you, James?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
No worries. Let's get started with, you were born in Egypt. That's not something that you hear all that often, so.
Yeah, righto. So Dad was originally working over there as a commodity trader. So that's like selling wheat and barley and stuff.
Yeah.
So we were over there for, I think, around 4 years. And then I was born. And then 2 months later, we moved back to Melbourne where, again, for Dad's job. And then finally relocated to Adelaide to be closer to family. So, been a bit all over the shop. But, finally settled in Adelaide.
Yeah, nice. And how, obviously, you were only there for 2 months, but hearing from your family, how was living in Egypt from what they have told you and stuff like that?
Yeah, it was pretty surreal for them, I think, because obviously mum and dad don't speak any Arabic, which is the main language over there. So they had they lived with a family that could sort of, translate for them a little bit. And Dad still keeps in contact with our driver over there that used to, drive, because obviously we couldn't do anything. So he was able to help us, help them over there. So from what I've heard, it's pretty awesome. And I'd like to, one day go back there when everything calms down a bit, I guess.
Yeah, fair enough. Now let's move on to your junior footy. Where'd you play that, and how was that growing up playing footy wherever that was?
Yeah, so I went to Highgate Primary School, which is just a little school down the road from my house. And I played from year 2 to year 7, which is when I moved to PAC, Prince Alfred College, which is a school in the city. It's where I played, basically all my school footy. I played with heaps of my mates at my local club, Unley Jets. So I played there since under 12s until under 16. So that was, I love playing there. And then, I also played out at my local SANFL club, Sturt. We're all there, under 13, 14 programs, and then finally progressing into the seniors. So, yeah.
Now we'll skip forward a bit. Now you play for Adelaide, and you didn't get picked up in the draft. You got signed to a contract. What was that like? Obviously you didn't get picked up, so.
Yes.
So
So through the NGA stuff, it's like the pre-rookie B selection. So I already knew the Crows were going to take me, because we had a little Zoom call a week out from the draft, and they told us that myself and Tyreek Newchurch, they're going to take us in the rookie draft if no one takes us in the main draft. So say if, I don't know, Collingwood or someone wanted to match a bid for one of us in the 40s or 50s or whatever, then they wouldn't match it and we'd go there. But no one took the chance. So we both ended up there, which I'm pretty happy about, because this means I get to stay in Adelaide and can just stay at home with my family and stuff. So
yeah, of course. What was the most surreal part of going to Adelaide, or even just being told they'll pick you up?
I don't know, sort of when they it was 11:30 at night after the night of the draft, and I sort of all my mates had left, and then the Crows posted a picture of me on their Instagram and tagged me and stuff, and it was just people just started messaging me and stuff. It's oh, Jesus, this is pretty cool. And then walking in and seeing the draft was on a Wednesday, I think, and we didn't get in there till the Friday, and then just walking in there and sort of meeting all the boys properly. So that was really good. They're all such good blokes. So that was probably one of the best parts.
Yeah, who was the first person to call you or message you, Adelaide wise, or mates?
Players or So Tom Lynch, he's probably one of the nicest blokes you'll ever meet. He rang me. I didn't pick up the first time, but he rang me, and heaps of other boys texted me. But it was just so good to have they're actually trying to welcome me into the club. So that was good. I got messages from who else? I got Riley O'Brien texted me, Matt Crouch. So some of the sort of big names of the club was just it was pretty cool.
Yeah. who's been your favourite person? Obviously, you haven't played a game yet because the season hasn't started, but who's been your favourite person to train and just get to know, like, with and stuff?
Yeah. So Ben Davis, he's such a hard trainer. He's always first one in the gym, last to leave. So he's a really hard trainer. I've enjoyed training with him and watching him. And then Jake Kelly, he's been such a good, because he plays in defence. And just the other day, he gives so much good constructive advice. And he was really, really, he's already helped me so far. We had our 2K today, and he absolutely smashed it. I think he ran between 6:10 and 6:15. So, yeah, he was really good.
Yeah. And what's been the thing that you've most enjoyed about being at Adelaide already? I doubt it's the 2K because I read that.
I don't know. I just like just the training. Like we have our main trainings Monday, Thursday, and sort of just we train from about 9 till 11:30. So they're long, hard sessions, but you just enjoy it, like, because you're getting better, like every drill, every training you do. So probably that. And then after we do gym sessions, they have a smoothie bar where you can, like, it's like literally mandatory to have a smoothie before you leave the club. So doing that is like awesome. They got like 6 NutriBullets lined up and freezers full of frozen berries and stuff like that. So that's probably one of the best parts as well.
Yeah. Has it been like weird for you? Because obviously you can only train in like groups of 10 or something like that. I believe that's what it is. But has it been weird for you training in groups of 10 rather than a whole group?
Yeah, so pre-Christmas we got a weekend, and it was just the 1 to 4 years, and we were able to train all together. But as soon as all the older boys have come back after Christmas, we've had to go in groups of 10. So it's basically just been broken up into a midfield group, a forward group, and a defenders group.
Yeah.
So I've been in the defenders group, and that's been pretty good. And then there's a modified group and a rehab group. So it's been all right. I think after this week or the next week, we'll be able to get back to normal, which is good, and start doing some full match play stuff, which I'm looking forward to. So, yeah, hopefully that goes back to normal pretty soon.
Yeah. Other than yourself and like Tyreek and the other Adelaide boys like Riley Thilthorpe, Braden Cook, all them, who are you most proud of to see get picked up in the draft or signed like yourself?
Let me see. One of my good mates I've played so much footy against him, and played with him this year. His name's Malachi Carruthers. He got rookie to Sydney.
Yeah.
I literally, like, with the primary school I went to and the primary school he went to are rivals. And then I went to Prince Alfred College and he went to St. Peter's College. And we have this annual game called the Intercol, which it's like the biggest game in our like footballing fixture for school that year. And we just played against each other so much and become such good mates. So I'm so happy to see him go up to Sydney because I remember because he's at Sturt as well. So
yeah.
we were like talking the night before at Sturt training, and he was just like so nervous because he'd had a few clubs contact him, but was just so unsure. So it was good to see his name get read out in the rookie draft.
Yeah. Did you have a few clubs contact you, or was it mainly just Adelaide?
Throughout the season I did, but it was mainly just Adelaide. They showed a fair bit of interest. So yeah.
Yeah. I'll move back to Sturt. Obviously you played your senior footy there. How was that, like, debuting for that senior squad and being able to play in that?
Yeah. So last year I played 8 reserves games. So that was pretty cool because playing with some older boys, my first time playing against actual men before. And then this year I was lucky enough to get selected in the league side, and that was awesome. I remember just like pulling up to the game and I was just like shitting myself, but I ended up playing all right, and it was just like, it was so cool. So many people there. I had probably about 20, 25 of my mates sitting on the boundary line, and I could just hear them like the whole time. So it was pretty good. And just playing with some big names that have been AFL listed. So like Sam Colhoun, Abe Davis, James Battersby, awesome. Yeah.
Now I'll talk about another topic that Lockie Jones brought up while I was talking to him. Your massive shoulders. Do you work on them, or
all the hub boys love paying me out about that? But no, as a junior in the summer I did surf lifesaving. So
yeah.
I was always swimming and stuff. So I guess that's sort of what built them up a bit. And then in the gym, I like to hit shoulders as well. Like, not much of a leg guy, but yeah, that especially Jonesy, you love stirring me up about that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. During the Corona break and your off seasons, what do you like to do during that? Is that more like hit the gym and practice, or just sort of?
Yeah, throughout the COVID period, I sort of kept to myself a little bit and tried to really improve my fitness, especially like in the bit last year, which I felt I did all right. And then I also go surfing a lot with a mate from school and his dad. So that's what I like during that period. We probably went because we weren't at school for 2 weeks. So in that time, I reckon we went like twice a week during that period to sort of get an outlet from just being at home. So yeah, that was pretty good. And I guess I don't play like PS4 or anything that much. So I play basketball in the backyard with my sister. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, that's about it really.
Yeah. Do you watch much basketball? Do you get into it, or is it just sort of something that you do for fun?
Yes, I follow the NBA, and I used to play as a youngster. But yeah, my little sister, she's going to live at the AIS this year for basketball. So, so I'm still pretty involved in it. She's got a game actually. She's playing right now. So yeah.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, me and Zach are really into our basketball.
Yeah, righto. Who do you play for?
I play for my local club, and then just recently I got into the Melbourne United Academy. So
awesome. Shit, good job.
And then Zach, I don't know where he plays. You'd have to ask him. Who do you support in the NBA?
In the NBA, so in 2K16, I used to always play at my mate's place.
Yeah.
James Harden was a bit of a glitch because you could just like green everything with him.
Yeah.
So I've sort of liked Houston from there, but I don't know. They're not doing too hot so far this year. So I still follow them a bit, but I'm sort of more a fan of just like following it and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm an Atlanta fan, so you won't hear from me at the moment. Did you play any other sports when you were younger other than footy and basketball, like you said?
Yeah, the surf lifesaving I played a little bit, and I never really enjoyed cricket that much. I played until year 7, I think. But other than that, it was just sort of sticking to footy, basketball, and the surf lifesaving stuff.
Yeah. At what point did you realise that footy would be your go-to, and you just sort of have to pull back on the surf lifesaving and basketball?
In under 15s, I was fortunate enough to make the All Australian team, and that was like a bit of realization that I could actually pursue it a little bit, and then sort of just working hard. When I was called to play in the seniors for the first time at Sturt, that was pretty like, I don't know, it was weird because all my mates were still playing in the under 18s and at school. So yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, I think probably the under 15s, and then I guess the seniors thing was just where I thought I could make a living out of it.
Yeah. What was the sort of immediate feeling to hear that you got in the under 15s All Australian squad?
It was pretty cool because like at the start of the competition, it wasn't something that I was sort of looking to do. Like it was, I just wanted to, play good footy, I guess. And if that comes at the end of it, it's sort of a reward. So yeah, it was pretty awesome. And then after it was selected, we got to trade Guernseys and shorts and stuff with all the boys and in the team. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. What's the one ground that you love playing on, or you're looking forward to playing on?
Well, obviously I love playing at Sturt's home ground on the Oval, even though it's like a pretty, it's a bit of a mud pile sometimes. But I don't know. If I can, maybe break into the AFL squad, maybe, or the AFL team, probably like Etihad, because I already played on the MCG, but Etihad looks pretty cool with like the roof and stuff. So that'd be cool. But I sort of played on every deck in Adelaide. So, I mean, Alberton Oval's pretty good, which is Port Adelaide's home ground. So, yeah.
Yeah. What is, if you've got one, your best or funniest story you can tell
us? Football related?
It can be whatever. It doesn't have to be footy related. But
Righto. Okay, so this is sort of a football-related one. So I was having a Zoom interview with Essendon.
Yep.
And they were talking about what I do, sort of like what you asked before to like, kill the time, I guess. And they asked me if I enjoy watching much AFL footy. And I said, yeah. Me, me and my mates often go to someone's houses and we actually punt on the AFL. We like gamble on sports bet and shit. And I'm like, as soon as I said it, my dad was sitting next to me and he was like, "What are you doing? That's the dumbest thing you could have said." But yeah, that's probably a pretty embarrassing one that probably turned them away, to be honest. But yeah.
How did they take that? Did they just?
They were sort of just like, oh yeah, that's a lot of boys that I know do that. Like look at the crew to say just like their mates, but yeah, I don't think they took it that well, to be honest. But, yeah.
I'm guessing that's probably one of your most embarrassing stories too, or do you have another one for that?
No, that's probably it, I think.
Do you have a go-to joke that you like to tell? Are you sort of the jokester, or?
Yeah, well, my sister's name's Isabel, so whenever she's around or whenever I see her, any of my mates see her, they're just like, knock knock, who's there? Isabel who? Isabel necessary on a bike. So it's just like a stupid like knock knock joke. Or what do you get when a chicken sees a salad? And you just say, chicken sees a salad. It's just like stupid ones like that. But
like dad jokes.
Yeah. Hey, dad jokes.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. If you're at a pub with your mates and you had 2 minutes to order a drink and a meal, what would you be getting?
Chicken palmy and a Han super dry.
Jeez, everyone goes with the palmy. I don't like them.
Really? Well, you guys probably say palm up. That's why.
Oh, I say whatever.
All right. Okay. What would you do then?
Well, we've got a really nice burger restaurant in
Okay.
so I'd probably go with either a burger or a steak.
Is that a pub though? Like a burger place? Is that what you?
If we're talking a pub, it'd be a steak.
Yeah. Okay. Steak and chips. Fair enough.
If we're going to a restaurant, it'd probably be a burger.
Yeah. No. Fair enough. Burgers are very good, aren't they?
Yeah. What is your pre-game pump-up song if you've got one?
Let me. Oh, hang on. Can you still see me?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just going on my Spotify right now. I sort of like a fair few genres, but Professor X by Dave is pretty good, and Highest in the Room by Travis Scott's also all right. But I sort of just go with whatever's playing. So usually in the gym, Ben Davis is on music, so he always puts some pretty good tunes on. So yeah.
Not The Gambler by Kenny Rogers.
Nah, that's sort of like a late night with your mates type thing.
Yeah.
Not a pre-game type pump up thing, I guess.
Yeah. No, fair enough. What's your pre-game routine?
Yeah, so this year and last year I started going to the Oval with Dad and doing just like a slow lap, and then doing a few kicks, a few set shots, bit of hands, a few ground balls and stuff.
Yeah.
And then coming back home, having a shower if there's time, shoot a few baskets, just sort of to get me in the zone, I guess. And then I like driving myself to my games because it means I got 20 minutes to myself before you see everyone, so you can just sort of either blast music to yourself or just visualize yourself going for your marks or whatever. So yeah, that's probably what I do.
Yeah, no, nice. Obviously you're very tall for a defender, but what do you feel like is the hardest thing to do with your height? Like just playing all around the ground doesn't necessarily have to be.
So with my height and build, I'm not actually very quick. So that's sort of something I've had to adapt to, I guess, which I've done by, reading the play, because Dad's always said to me, you don't have to be quick, like leg speed if you're quick up here. Like if you think quicker than everyone, you can run to the right spots before everyone else and then get the ball. So that's sort of probably what, I guess the height you got to compensate, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah. No, fair enough. If you had a movie or a book made about your life, what would you call it and why?
I don't know. Probably like The Boy from Egypt or something like that, I guess. Just to sort of, have that cultural aspect, I guess. It'd have to be something to do with me being born overseas. So yeah.
Does it annoy you a bit that people just use that as your tagline sort of thing, or?
Sometimes, but I mean, it's pretty cool, I guess, because not many people can say that they're born from Egypt or even overseas in the first place. So yeah. It does get annoying sometimes, but other than that, it's all right.
Yeah. What are you most looking forward to, like, even if you get to play a game with Adelaide, like on that side of things?
I guess like just playing with some big names, I guess, like playing alongside people that I've watched on TV, like sort of looked up to, and then like people that I can then call my mates and teammates. So probably playing with them, and then hopefully traveling around Australia and playing on some big ovals like we mentioned before. So yeah.
Yeah. Now, obviously, you had a bit of a different, like, rookie sort of stuff like the NGA, but your dad played over 200 games for Port Adelaide, but when they were the Magpies.
Mm-hmm.
How was that, like, not being able to sort of go to Port because it was a completely different sort of thing, and having to go to Adelaide, and because he was, I'm going to say out of date, but
yeah. No, it's at the end of the day, I didn't really mind. It was just where I just wanted to get picked up, I guess. So and mum and dad, they initially thought it was a bit weird, but like they've come draft night, they were just happy that everyone that a team had taken a chance on me. So it was sort of, it was a bit controversial at the start, but now it doesn't matter now. Everyone's like literally like everyone's doing the same stuff. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Now, does your dad support Adelaide now? Have you converted him, or is he still a Port Adelaide man?
Still a Port Adelaide man. It was funny. We go to Port Elliot, which is like a coastal like town every year, and it's with a bunch of his Port mates.
Yeah.
So when I went down there for a few days before we went back to training, and they were just like ripping into me and stuff about being like a Crows player now and stuff. And it wasn't even, it was worse before because like they hated Sturt as well because they're all Port Adelaide boys. That's like their rivalry. So like I'd wear like Sturt shorts to go running at the Oval and stuff, and they'd be like, take those fucking things off or something like that. So yeah.
With that, like, what was your dad's initial reaction to when you joined the Adelaide NGA Academy?
He thought it was a bit weird, I guess. Especially considering the fact that he played a lot of games. And it was just because we lived in Netherby, which is zoned to Sturt, which are zoned to the Crows. Like if we lived like 2 streets to the left, it would have been in West Adelaide zone. And then that's zoned to Port. So it's a bit weird, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. And that Crows Academy program was able to, get me a little bit of exposure to what an AFL life is like. So yeah.
Who did you grow up supporting? Were you Port or?
Oh yeah, I'm Port. Yeah. So I don't think dad would have literally kicked me out of the house if I was anyone else but Port. So yeah.
Yeah. And who was your inspiration growing up, like player wise? Who did you really look up to?
So when I was young, I liked we watched all the Port games, and I enjoyed watching like Warren Treadray a little bit, I guess. But as I sort of grew up and started, focusing on people that I actually play like, I enjoyed watching Dylan Grimes and Jeremy McGovern play because, they sort of similar to my play style, I feel. And yeah, so some people I model my game on. So yeah.
Yeah. If there was one player, past or present, that you could bring, I'm going to say to Sturt because you haven't played a game at Adelaide yet.
Yep.
Who would it be and why?
Like any player.
Yeah, whoever.
Okay. Right now, I reckon it'd have to be someone like Buddy Franklin, I reckon, because it just his presence, I feel, on the field would just like anyone standing in would just like shit themselves, I guess. So it'd have to be him or like a I don't know. Right in the AFL currently, probably like a Paddy Cripps, like a 195 centimeter midfield. Like that's just he would tear the SANFL apart. So yeah, they're probably two of the ones I'd bring there. So
yeah, nice. Who are you most looking forward to lining up on, or who do you most want to line up on if you get a game?
Okay. I'd like to like considering like I still like love Port Adelaide. I'd love to line up on Charlie Dixon.
Yeah.
But that would be like he'd tear me to shreds, obviously. But just like saying you played on him would just be like awesome. Like he's so big. I've seen him like in person. He's like just a mountain of a man. And just like I don't know, seeing him matching up on him or the other day because Brodie Grundy's brother Riley's at Sturt.
Yep.
And the other day I was in the gym and Brodie Grundy's just in there like lifting weights and so like sort of and like we had a little chat and sort of just maybe like lining up on him if he swung forward, I guess would be pretty cool. Like considering I sort of like know who he is now and he sort of knows who I am. So yeah.
Yeah. On knowing other people and stuff like that, obviously Lockie Jones suggested to get you on.
Yeah.
Who would you suggest for us to get onto to try and get on?
Have you had Luke Pedler on?
No, we've messaged him and he left us on scene.
Oh, okay, right. That's not very nice. Are you looking at people my age?
Oh, they can be younger. They can be next year's draft class or this year now.
Try and get little Isaiah Dudley on.
He's coming on.
He's coming on? Okay, good.
On next week.
Okay, have you had Riley on? Riley Thilthorpe?
No, we messaged him before the draft and he said to hold off and I just haven't messaged him again yet. So.
All right, okay.
I'm knocking back all your suggestions.
No, all good. I'll try one more. I saw Zach Phillips today, but you've already done him, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Try and get like Luke Edwards on, I reckon.
Left us on scene as well.
Hey?
Left us on scene as well.
Oh my God! Right.
We've got his brother coming on. We've got Brodie, but
yeah. Far out. Okay. Try and get Harry McGuinness on. I don't know if you know him. He played heaps at PAC this year and one of Glenelg's best key forwards in this upcoming draft. So I don't know if you know him, or if you can't do that, try Jimmy Rowe. I think I saw him on your story the other day. So
yeah, we'll get onto those two. All right, sweet. Now we've got two that I don't have to knock back. Do you have any pets?
No, unfortunately, we don't have any pets. Dad grew up on a farm and he always had like farm dogs, so he doesn't. He thinks sort of dogs are for like working, I guess, rather than just the pets. So no, we don't right now. But I think once my sister moves out, we'll get one, which is I'm pretty keen about because we've always begged Dad to get one. So yeah.
If you weren't picked up by Adelaide and let's just say you're picked up by a Melbourne club, for example, it doesn't have to be. Would that have been really tough for you moving away from family? Are you a family man or?
Yeah, I am. But I think initially it would have been tough, but I would have got used to it after a while. Like you wouldn't have put all the work in if you weren't. Well, this is how I feel. I feel like if you weren't ready to move away, why would you put all the work into, like not get picked up? I guess like if like the Collingwood draft you're not going to say no. I'm not. I don't want to move out of Adelaide. So yeah, I think like it'd be hard because I don't really know too many people other than in Adelaide. But yeah, it'd be hard, but you'd get used to it. So
Yeah. I asked Corey Durden this straight after the draft, but if there was one thing you could say to Adelaide supporters to get them pumped up for the next season and for what you can bring to the club, what would you say?
look forward to hopefully some intercept marks, and some penetrating kicks through the middle of the ground. So to open up the play, I guess, and hopefully score some goals. So look forward to that, Adelaide fans.
What's the initial feeling when you walk through the doors at the Adelaide training?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like I said, just meeting everyone and actually getting out there and training was just awesome. I've trained with like men for 2 years now, so I was already I feel accustomed to the. I still had to adapt to the pace and stuff, but I felt like my skills and stuff were up to it. So yeah, it was awesome, and just can't wait to keep going with it, I guess.
Yeah. And on draft night, did you have a lot of messages you had a message from us congratulating you, but a lot of people that you didn't know just messaging you and congratulating you?
Yeah, a fair few people just on that I barely know on Snapchat and a few on Instagram and stuff, just saying good luck. So, and then heaps texting mum and dad that I had no idea about. So, yeah.
Yeah. Who do you feel was I know this is probably going to be a touchy subject, but who do you feel was the most proud of you on draft night for getting picked up? Obviously, your dad's a Port man, so.
Yeah, all Port stuff aside, probably Dad. He's helped me develop so much. It's been one of my biggest motivators to help me get where I am today. So yeah, he was probably most proud, and then just mum and both my sisters were both extremely proud.
Yeah. And what was the best moment of draft night? Obviously, you said you didn't even know you got picked up until Adelaide tagged you and something.
Yeah, probably that moment. I think.
Yeah.
After the draft had finished, I was like, a little bit down. Made my mates went and got some Maccas and stuff, and then came back. I was just lying in bed. And, yeah, the Crows tagged me. It's like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. So yeah, probably that moment, I guess.
Yeah. All I can say is I was lying in bed watching the draft, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then it finished, and I flicked on my phone and I saw Adelaide tagged you and something.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. What would you say to people that are really down in themselves or
sort of unmotivated or you know, I just feel like hard work, can get you anywhere, I guess. A good mate of mine, Zach, was so unfortunate not to get picked up.
Yeah.
I've been mates with him for a long time, and just to see him, not get picked up was just so I was literally shattered for him. And I feel like people that are in that situation, I feel just need to keep their head up, keep doing what they do best, I guess. Keep pushing through, doing all the right things and all the little things, because they do add up in the end. So, yeah,
go again next year, sort of thing.
That's it. Hopefully, he can play some league footy this year and get his name back up there.
Yeah. Do you feel as though, I'm going to use Brody Mindcheck as an example, but do you feel like you could be the next version of him, being rookie listed and?
I don't know. I feel that he's probably he's come from not nowhere, but he's one of the more well-known players that have been rookie listed, I guess. I know Jeremy McGovern was rookie listed, and Rory Laird at the Crows was originally rookie listed. So, I think if I keep working hard, maybe, but time will only tell, I guess. So, yeah.
Yeah. Out of all your mates that got either drafted or rookie listed, who do you think is going to be the first one to play an AFL game?
Riley Hillthorpe, hands down. He's already he smashed out 2K today.
Yeah.
He ran 6:17 and was that's top 10 for a 200 centimeter bloke to be already running that pace is just insane. So
yeah,
I'd say
he was a bit obvious, so I'll go with other than him.
Oh, okay. Probably Lockie Jones, actually. He's like, his body is so like, it's just ready to play, I guess. He's like strong, he's fast, he can jump, like he can kick 65 meters off 2 steps. Like he's just so ready to play, I think. So
Yeah.
yeah.
What do you feel is your strong suit? Like if you were to pick one thing.
Yeah, I feel my intercept marking, contested marking is probably my like weapon, I feel.
Yeah.
And then through decision making, I can sort of use my kick to set up the play, either long down the line or picking someone out through the middle. So I feel that's probably my strong point in my game.
Yeah. Before you said in under 15s, you saw that you'd made the All-Australian and you pulled out of basketball and that. But when did you start focusing on footy rather than still like playing basketball and that, but mainly just?
Probably under 16s actually. Because once I made that, I sort of realised that I could potentially do something with this. And that's when I sort of shifted all my focus there, and sort of pushed that aside. And that was just more of like a fun type thing. So yeah, probably around then, under 16 pre-season, I think.
Yeah. Would you come back on here if we were to message you again?
Yeah, sure.
In your career.
Of course. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And if you were to come to Melbourne, would you be willing to link up in person and even just go down to an oval and kick the footy?
If I was in Melbourne, yes, I would be able to do that. Just very depends on because we're not allowed to we're allowed to interact with the public, but it just depends if I'm in there on a family trip, which I'd obviously be able to do. But if it's with the Crows, I'm not entirely sure if that's allowed. But yeah, of course.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah. Overall, what are you most looking forward to with the Adelaide Footy Club? I don't know if I already asked this. I probably did.
Just hopefully getting the opportunity later in the year. Just working hard, using getting to know some of the blokes there. They're all great people. So getting to know them better. Hopefully making some mates. Using all their facilities. They've got first class facilities there. So just sort of embracing the whole AFL experience, I guess. So yeah.
How long did it take you to finally take the polo or the jersey off after you'd been picked up by them?
Well, they didn't come to my house until the Friday, and we got some photos and stuff. So I basically had it on all afternoon, because we don't have, believe it or not, we don't have any Crow stuff in our house prior to the draft. So I was so stoked. And
yeah, I can imagine you don't have any Crow stuff with your dad. You probably would have burned it.
Yeah.
What was the best thing about being in the academy for Adelaide?
Yeah, so we sort of got to go in there into the Adelaide Football Club and do gym sessions. We got to go to this place called AFL Max, which is do you know what bounce is? It's like that, but it's sort of footy related. So we got to utilise that, and then getting to know a few of the players, I guess, and the other academy boys. So yeah, like I said, Isaiah Dudley's in the academy, and we go to school together. And he's one of my good mates. I was with him on New Year's. So just getting to know a few people, using that the Crows facilities and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. If you were to be picked up, obviously you got picked up by Adelaide, but if you were to get picked up to anywhere else, where would you want it to be? Just purely for scenery and stuff like that.
I reckon I'd either love to go to Richmond or up in Sydney. So I'd go the Swans. So that'd be pretty cool, I guess. Sydney, I got a few mates up there that apply. Will Gould went to Perth, so I know him pretty well. And then maybe Richmond, because it's just a good club. I don't know, obviously they're playing really good footy right now. So yeah, that'd just be pretty cool.
Yeah. Is there anyone else? Obviously, you said your mate before, but you feel was a bit like stitched up not to be picked up.
Yeah, Zach was so unlucky. And then another mate of mine, Kane Baldwin, he was just like, he had 2 ACLs in 2 years, and hadn't played since his under 16 year. And that's just so heartbreaking because in under 16 state, he was like SA's best player by like, he was just so good. And then to see him like not get picked up, I was just so like gutted for him. But he's going up to study at Bond University and play for Gold Coast like Academy in the NEFL. So yeah, good on him for doing that. So yeah.
Yeah, nice. What if you weren't playing footy? What do you think you'd be doing?
I've sort of talked to a few of my mates about this, but I think I'd just be like playing out at Sturt and then going to uni, studying media and communications, be like a little bit a journo, like working part time at a pub behind the bar or something like that. So sort of just standard living at home with mum and dad, I guess. So yeah, doing a bit of that, but just catching up with mates all the time. So yeah.
Have you given any autographs yet to any fans or your mates? No,
I don't want them.
Your mates haven't even hit you up and asked for them?
No, I don't reckon. I don't reckon they will be asking. So yeah.
Yeah, you don't reckon it'll be worth that much?
No.
With university studying to be a journo, is that like what you wanted to do as a kid, or as a kid was it always AFL football?
It'll just come around recently, because English is always something I'm pretty good at. And in year 12, I just sort of really enjoyed doing all the. I didn't enjoy it, but like I was good at it and kind of liked doing all the year 12 subject, all the year 12 English assignments. So it's sort of come around recently. Like my auntie's a journalist, so she's got good connections. She writes for the Sunday. Oh, she used to write for the Sunday Mail. So yeah.
Yeah. What do you feel would be like the most enticing thing about being a journo? Would it be like talking to players or something like that?
You interview a few, like heaps of people, and you'd always just always up with like what's going on, I guess, and it'd be really good, conversation starters and stuff, I guess. So
yeah, because I know that LJ, I think you've spoken to him.
Yeah.
He calls himself a journo, but I don't think we'd call ourselves a journo. We're just
that's fair enough. Yeah,
we're just trying to have a chat.
Yeah, that's it.
If it wasn't journalism, what would it be? Would it, you said working behind a bar, but
yeah, like uni wise or
anything, uni or job wise.
I don't know. Probably just trying to find a job. I actually didn't really give it that much thought, like to be honest, throughout year 12. But if it wasn't media and communications, probably just like a commerce degree, and then trying to start my own business or something like that. Because that seems pretty cool. So
yeah. What was the toughest part about year 12?
I think sort of managing your football life, your school life, your social life, like family time, sort of just, managing all that and having a balance between it all, because like it's really hard because you've always got so much work to do. And most of the time when you're not at school or doing homework or something, you got footy. So, sometimes it gets a lot, and you have to, maybe I don't know, miss out on a social event that you're looking forward to just so you can, accommodate having so much on. But that was probably the hardest part of year 12, I guess. Yeah.
And what was the best part for you? Was it graduation or just the whole?
Muck-up day and graduation was pretty good. Muck-up day was just like, it was so good. Like we just like threw eggs, water balloons, like vinegar. We did vinegar balloons, just like honey on lockers and stuff like that. It was just crazy. It got shut down by recess time, so we didn't really get like a full day, but it was worth it. Yeah.
Did you personally find that COVID period tough, or was it just sort of, obviously it wasn't bad for you guys as it was for us? It was for us. But...
No, it wasn't that tough for me. I feel like it was sort of a blessing in disguise because I was able to, I didn't stop playing until AFL Grand Final last year. or like the year before, sorry, because and then I was able to have like a full extra 3 or 4 weeks, or 4 weeks to get myself fit, get my body in shape before we actually started playing. So I feel like it was sort of like a blessing in disguise, really. So
yeah. Now we got one Instagram question for you, and it was from our mate Charlie, who goes to school with us, and he just asked, chicken or beef noodles?
Chicken, of course.
Yeah, good man.
I should have put that on my story. I don't know why. Sorry about that. But...
No, that's all right. That's all right. Lockie Jones did the same thing, so it's all right.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, James, and wish you all the best with your journey with Adelaide. And
thank you. Cheers for getting me on. It was good to chat to you. Hopefully do it again sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
Cheers.
Catch you later, mate.
Cheers. Thank you.
It's the best of vibes. We gon' blow your mind. It's the best of vibes. Go to brand new heights.